talk a little bit about the central authority and how Bitcoin specifically, I guess, has developed as a store of value? What the pressures that led to that happening?
Yes, that's a great question. So I would go back and start this conversation with the growing national debt. And this is not a US problem, this is a global problem, but we'll focus on the US for the context of this conversation, where we've seen over time, especially over the last 5 to 10 years, our national debt skyrocket. And this is not a left versus right problem. This is an everyone problem.
It is a fact.
It is a fact. It is an absolute fact where, as of today, I want to say we're in the high $30 trillion of national debt. And that realistically is only going to continue. So from a mathematical perspective, from a factual perspective, once you get above a certain point where, similar to how if you have a lot of credit card debt, for example, right, where it's difficult to keep on top of the interest that is accruing on that credit card.
Service the debt, yeah.
So just in order to service the debt, mathematically, the only way forward is for the government or Federal Reserve to print more money. And that is one of the main foundations on why Bitcoin has become so popular, is because the US dollar and virtually every other currency in the world is continuing to get debased via unlimited money printing.
So meaning it can't keep up with inflation.
Exactly. So the further the currency gets debased, you simply are losing your purchasing power over time. And we've seen that almost exponentially over the last 5 years. But if you look back any number of decades, that really has continued, but it's definitely accelerated in the last 5 years or so.
Yeah. Okay.
And if we compare the Bitcoin system versus the US dollar system, for example, with Bitcoin, as I mentioned previously, we have a 21 million supply cap. No matter what happens, there will only be 21 million Bitcoin ever in existence. Versus the US dollar, there is, of course, no supply cap. And it's crazy to think that almost a third of the dollars ever created were created in the last 5 years.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Absolute Trust Talk Live. If you enjoyed listening in, then don't forget to subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you may listen by searching Absolute Trust Talk. While you're there, we would also love for you to leave us a review. And then why not share your favorite episodes with family, friends, or colleagues too? You can find all of our shows and corresponding show notes by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com. You'll also find a variety of other free resources, including our ebooks, videos, blogs, presentations, and more. If you need help with your estate planning or administration, we also offer a free discovery call to help get the process started. You can find more information on booking your session by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com/scheduling. Don't forget to keep an eye out for our next live episode. If you join us for the broadcast, you can submit questions during the show. But if not, don't worry. You can always get in touch with us by sending a quick message to info@absolutetrustcounsel.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you soon.